Treksperts would like to begin today by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we record. We pay our respects to their elders past and present and extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders listening to us today. Welcome, dear listeners, to the very first episode of Treksperts. Treksperts is the new Star Trek-inspired podcast where I will be pitting two self-proclaimed Star Trek experts, or Treksperts, against each other as they battle it out to bring glory to themselves and their houses. I am your host for Treksperts. My name is Davey Willett, and I go with the pronouns he and him. Treksperts is going to be a 4-round Star Trek quiz where each episode we will pick a new theme totally at random. Well, not random. It's probably going to be quite planned out, actually. But one episode, the theme could be about the original series era movies, for example, whilst the next could be about a particular series like Voyager or even a particular starship. The wonderful thing about the Star Trek universe for this format is that there is just a lot of content, canon, and lore to draw upon for this kind of quiz, which is fantastic. I am really, really excited to be bringing Treksperts to the world. I've loved Star Trek since I was about 8 or 9 years old. I've been a huge consumer of Star Trek podcasts for quite some time. And I'm also a big fan of trivia and quizzes as well. So combining the traditional Trek podcast with a quiz just seemed logical to me. Very soon, I'm going to be beaming aboard our first 2 ever Treksperts. But before I do, I would like to introduce this episode's co-host, official adjudicator, point scorer, and also my lover, Anthony. Anthony, welcome to our first episode of Treksperts.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Excellent. Look, and you're being a bit of a saint today, babe, aren't you? Because you're showing what a true loving supporting partner you are. Because we did have we had a last minute change in co-host today due to illness.
That's right.
It is right. And the reason for you being here is even more amazing because how would you describe your Star Trek knowledge, my love?
I know absolutely nothing about Star Trek. Maybe just a Vulcan?
Just a Vulcan.
And I don't even know what that is.
I would love to play. I think I've got a video of you somewhere when you tried to get into Star Trek for me, and you searched Star Trek on Netflix, and he was like, so which one do I watch? Star Trek Voyager? I hate this already.
I watched 3 episodes, I think, and I had no idea what was going on.
You did. You wanted to come to the Discovery viewing parties with my friends.
I still did.
You still did,
yes.
Yeah, and hated every second of it. But look, anyway, we'll try to go easy on you. So thank you for doing this for us today.
You're very welcome.
So, I mean, your role today is to keep score and also to keep me as the trivia quiz master honest.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got the questions in front of you here, and you can see the questions, the answers, the total number of available points for each question. And look, you might even learn enough to want to watch more Star Trek with me after this.
We'll see.
All right. Well, look, I think then it might be time to start beaming our guests aboard, which is, how's that for production value? So our first guest is a very, very good friend of mine, and we're very lucky to have our first guest here in person, actually. Lives here in Melbourne, Australia with me, works in IT, it finds it quite interesting that he encounters so many people, mostly other homosexual men like himself, who love Star Trek. Because it says here that it was always a bit of a secret when he was younger, as it was considered nerdy and not cool. And I think times have changed. He lists his favorite series as DS9 and Voyager. He doesn't really have any particular favorite starship, but he really likes the Nebula class, which was the Enterprise C No, he's shaking his head at me. So maybe I should just introduce him. Our first Trekspert, my good friend Glenn Thompson. How are you, Glenn?
Hey everyone, I'm great, thanks. And the Nebula class is a kit rebash of the Enterprise.
Oh,
It's the mini Enterprise, the compact
yeah,
Enterprise.
that's right. It's kind of got like the fat little deflector dish on the bottom.
Yeah, the Sutherland was a Nebula on, what was it? Redemption.
Yeah. The one Data takes command of.
That's right. It appeared on Deep Space Nine in an episode or two as well.
There you go. Well, I'm failing as the host of Treksperts already.
I'm taking notes.
Correct. So your kind of introduction to Star Trek is quite interesting. You in your information that you sent me, you said that you used to rush your mum home from doing supermarket shopping one night on a Friday evening because you wanted to watch the Whale movie.
Yeah, as a kid, we did the grocery shopping together. I got to push the shopping trolley around the supermarket. It was fun. But had to go home to watch the Whale movie because I guess I'd seen it before and remembered it being fun. And, this was the 80s or early 90s, I guess, when you had to get home when the movie started at 8:30.
You're showing your age now, Glenn.
And the Whale movie, by the way, is Star Trek for the Voyage Home.
Yeah. I did watch the Shuttle Pod podcast the other day, the Enterprise one, and Rick Berman referred to it as the Whale movie as well.
Oh, there you go.
So it's not Free Will.
It's going to be so educational for you today. And it seems like, but that was your first sort of exposure to Star Trek. But you were staying up late one night and you happened to watch the 2-part episode Gambit. So that was kind of so Star Trek 4 was kind of your first contact, but Gambit was kind of what really got you
yeah. I think in Melbourne, they actually aired random Next Gen episodes on Sunday afternoon when interstate they were playing the football.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And so we got random episodes. So I saw it. I remember Hollow Pursuits with Troy and Barkley on the holodeck.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh yeah, these were fun, watching it on a rainy Sunday afternoon. And then, I think when I was 16 or 15 or something like that, I stayed up late one night during school holidays and I missed the opening bit, but I came back after the commercial break and they were scanning the bridge of this ship for Picard. I'm like, who are they looking for? Who's this person? This sounds interesting. and it ended up being amazing. And it turns out one of my best friends at school actually liked Star Trek as well. But again, you don't know these things because it was not cool to like Star Trek in the 90s in Melbourne.
No, true. Very, very true. And that's actually quite late in the Next Generation as well. That's
it was the final
7?
Season 7. Yeah, that's right.
Wow. You really
so I had a lot to rewatch. I remember watching episodes on VHS after playing tennis on Saturday morning, much to my sister's disgust. And lots of Saturday afternoons watching Star Trek.
So that was the introduction, but still DS9 and Voyager are a favorite over TNG.
Yeah, TNG's great, but I don't think anyone can deny DS9's epic storytelling, and everything's a bit more modern on Voyager. When you watch Next Gen at the moment, you see some of the effects, and you look at Voyager, and it's a bit sexier and stuff like that. And everything resonates at a certain time in your life. Yeah,
it's a good gateway drug. If you want to introduce someone to 90s era Star Trek, Voyager, it's a lot more action. The special effects are, arguably better in comparison to what else was on at the time. Okay, so rate your Trekspertise on a scale of 1 to 10.
Jesus, that's really hard because
10?
It's
Jesus?
Jesus level, God level. I don't know. That's really hard because it's all relative to other people.
Oh.
I would say it's pretty good. You're impressed by it, but,
enough to invite you to be on the show.
Oh, really good. I remember we went on a road trip, I think Dalesford, and you were answering all the questions that were coming to you. So I would say 9.
But people can come up
asking most of the questions on that road trip.
People can come up with all kinds of questions that are super difficult. Like who directed Encounter at Farpoint? You posted that on Facebook. I could only know that because I ruled out all the wrong options. I know more about what happens on screen rather than behind the screens.
Yeah. Also, everyone else was answering correct in that, so it was pretty much if everyone else says that. Awesome. All right, so that's Glenn. So let's beam aboard our second Trekspert. So our second Trekspert. This is fave series as Deep Space Nine as well, and also quite a few fave characters here. We've got Picard, Kirk, Sorry, Kira, not Kirk. Kira,
Please.
Quark, Cisco, Janeway, B'Elanna. Oh, Kai Wynn. Oh, God, rest her soul.
Rest in peace, Louise.
I know, and Dukat as well. There's very Deep Space Nine heavy there with a smattering of Voyager. And you're a big fan of the NCC 1701D. Another fellow Melbourneite here in person with us today. We have Luke Castle. Welcome to Treksperts.
Thanks for having me.
So you cut Deep Space Nine. Why Deep Space Nine?
Look, I think I grew up watching. I got introduced to Star Trek. My parents were big Star Trek and sci-fi fans in general, so I grew up with them watching the Next Gen. So I'd say I grew up watching Next Gen, Deep Space Nine, and Voyager. So I love all three, but I would pick Deep Space Nine just over Next Gen, just because of the storytelling is a lot more in depth. I think the character development in Deep Space Nine, not just with the main cast, but with the secondary characters, is nothing like the other series. It's a lot more darker and edgier. Next Gen is sort of, I guess, very classy, but Voyager just lacks a bit of character development, in my opinion, which is maybe a controversial opinion, but they focused a lot more on a few core characters. And then, poor little Harry Kim sat there for 7 years not doing anything.
True.
Can I jump in? I disagree with that. He actually had quite a bit to do. Yes, there were several episodes where he's like, yes, Captain, scanning Captain, but he had...
Yeah, that's what he had to do in those episodes.
Yes.
So I'd say Deep Space Nine, just as a whole, I thought, but even though the first season is very patchy, but go back and watch first season of Voyager or even Next Gen, and it's equally patchy. So
yes.
And I think you kind of told me before today that you're not a big fan of New Trek, as it's kind of colloquially referred to.
It's more just I just haven't got around to watching a lot of it, to be honest. I have watched some of Discovery and Picard, but I just am not completely up to date and just haven't found time to. So that could be the failings today, but we shall see.
So you're not one of these people who kind of spout a lot of New Trek hate on social media like my mother does.
No, not at all. Absolutely. I love all of Star Trek. It's just a case of just not having got around to it. And I think for me, having tried to watch Picard and Discovery, while I've liked them, it's not the same as classic era Trek for me. So
rate your Trek expertise on a scale of 1 to 10, and don't avoid the question like Glenn did.
Look, I would say if we're talking about the classic era, I would probably put myself at about an 8 or a 9, but it's obviously going to be a lot lower for some of the more recent series, which I haven't watched and have only read online bits and pieces of. So as a whole, probably round to 6 if we're going to average it out, but we shall see.
Well, we've got a mixture of new and old Trek today. I guess it's probably a good opportunity now to explain how this quiz is going to work and how we're going to actually test your Trekspertise. So Treksperts is going to be a 4-round quiz. There's 3 rounds, which make up the bulk of the quiz, which will be 9 questions each. And we have a couple of bonus questions thrown in. And then there is a final torpedo spread, a bit of a rapid fire round of 20 questions at the end. Each question will be worth at least a minimum of 1 point. However, some questions will be worth multiple and have the potential for bonus points as well. And there is a sort of, let's say, style to the death tiebreaker question if it is needed. I'm hoping that it doesn't come up in the first episode. You will be using your names as buzzers. So I'm going to get you to test your buzzers really quickly. Luke, if you can start.
Luke.
There we go. Glenn.
Glenn.
There we go. Wow. You just shout out if you shout out an answer without buzzing in first, your opponent can steal the answer. I like that. And if you answer incorrectly, your opponent gets a free shot at the answer as well. All answers have been researched thoroughly on the internet, and when has it ever been wrong? Memory Alpha has been, and most people probably know Memory Alpha. It's pretty much the Wikipedia of Star Trek online. Has been a good source of information for this. And whilst I do welcome debate on the answers, note that all decisions are final, and too much arguing will result in you being sent to a Klingon penal colony to live out the rest of your natural lives.
You sound like my Year 8 English teacher.
Your Year 8 English teacher sent you to a Klingon penal colony?
She did not accept arguments to test answers.
Oh, there you go.
Even when she was wrong.
She's not a great teacher.
Awesome. So there's a specialty topic for today's quiz, and it is pilot episodes. Pilot episodes or first episodes. One of the problem child of any Star Trek series is indeed the pilot episode. I had Encounter at Farpoint on my TV as our guests arrived at my home this afternoon, which was a little bit of a hint to them. But let's be honest, Star Trek has had a rocky history when it comes to producing something that we as fans want to show to as a friend, and probably the pilot episode is not what we would pick in a lot of cases. And I think we often have to explain that it is not indicative of the quality of the rest of the series. I guess, Treksperts will probably be exactly the same. I imagine our listeners might be listening right now and going, like, whoa, that's rough. I hope this is going to get better around its third or fourth season. And they're going to change uniforms. It's going to be great. So look, I think without further ado, we should begin, don't you reckon?
Woohoo!
Okay. So let's get into it. Round one is general knowledge. Now, our first question is actually worth 3 points. So the original series had its unaired pilot.
Glenn. Whoa, the cage?
Data insufficient.
Wow.
So you get 1 point. I will ask the rest of the question and your opponent can take it. The other 2 points. The original series had its unaired pilot, the first episode that was actually aired. The first Kirk/Spock episode in terms of production order, and the first episode that was aired. I think I mentioned that part already. Can you name the other two? The first episode that was aired and the first episode in terms of production order. You don't have to buzz in.
The first produced one was The Cage, and as for the first Kirk and Spock one, I do know it, but I cannot for the life of me think what it is.
No.
Can I answer? I don't want the points.
You don't get the points, but you can answer.
I just need to show off. So the Man Trap was the first aired episode with the Salt Sucker,
yep.
And Where No Man Has Gone Before.
Wow, that is correct, but you do not get the points. So just 1 point for Glenn to start.
Do you have some sounds of audience going boo?
We'll put them in post. Which two? So speaking of Where No Man Has Gone Before, which two characters develop extrasensory superpowers in that episode?
Glenn, I only know one, Gary Mitchell, and the blonde-haired chick.
Data insufficient.
That won't get old. You are correct. It was Gary Mitchell, and the second was Dr. Elizabeth Dana.
Oh, you didn't give Luke a chance to steal that one.
That's all right. I have not seen that episode in forever, so I wouldn't have remembered the name.
Yeah, sorry. I should have given you the chance to tick that answer.
That was a bit of a hint with your promo picture too on Facebook.
It was indeed. And thank you for reminding me of the rules of my own quiz. Thank God there's nothing major on mine here. So Dr. Elizabeth Dana was played by an actress named Sally Kellerman, who apparently had a career spanning about 60 years and was well known in comedic roles, specifically her role as Margaret Hot Lips Houlihan in the 1970 film MASH.
Film version, not the series.
The film version,
okay.
which she co-starred in with Renee Auberjonois. In fact, she co-starred alongside him a few times. She was in another comedy with him in 1976 called The Big Bus. So yeah, there we go. So
she passed away this year, unfortunately.
Oh, well, you were reading that over.
I already knew that.
It's been a bad year for Star Trek guest stars. All right, third question. Name the people who live at Farpoint Station.
Glenn. Oh, fucking hell.
That's all right. We'll bleep that out later. Okay, you can answer the first part of the question.
Bloody compound questions. The Bandai or the Bandy.
Is correct. So you get a point.
It's a two-part question. I'm going to guess the rest of the other part. Zoplegron.
Verified.
Correct. What was the name of their civic leader? Luke, you've yet to score a point, darling.
He's too quick. That's the problem.
All right, question 4 is worth 1 point. What ship is Commander Cisco serving on at the beginning of episode? Oh, God, it was Glenn. Was it Glenn, babe?
It was Glenn.
Now I'm not sure if I'm right. Saratoga.
Verified.
Correct. All right. Oh, I mean, if either of you know this, it's impressive. And there's a few that are like this. Can you name the pilot episode of the original animated series?
Glenn. Yes, I can.
What is it?
Your question was, can I name it? Not what is it? But no, I can't.
No, Luke, do you know?
I've only seen the animated series once, and it was terrible, so I haven't gone back to watch it. So no.
Look, it is hard to watch. It was produced in the 70s. And the name of the episode was Beyond the Farthest Star. It begins with a captain's log. The star date is 5221.3. On outward course beyond the fringe of our galaxy towards Questa M17. I'm probably not pronouncing that right. A source of mysterious radio emissions. Mission? Star charting. They find this ship of like weird looking pods and all that kind of stuff. It's actually a pretty solid episode to go and watch, but that animated series is hard watching. It's some pretty cheap animation, even by the time standards. I am wary that anything I say on this could get me a lot of hate. Like, there's probably people out there who absolutely love that series, but anyway. All right. Ooh, this is another one that I think is going to be quite hard. Who was the first officer of Voyager in Caretaker prior to Chakotay?
He had grey hair.
He was a lieutenant commander, not a commander.
Ooh,
I know that.
That's you are correct. I almost want to give you a point for that.
Buzz in your name, Luke.
Yeah.
I thought as soon as you said it's going to be pilot episode, I thought this might be bloody one of them, but I can't think of his name. He died, so
Yeah.
no one remembers his name.
He was an asshole. Oh, can I say that? Oh, well.
He was an a-hole.
Yeah. Anyway, it was very rude to Tom Paris.
He was. His name was Lieutenant Commander Cabot. And he was played by an actor named Scott Jaek, spelled Jaeck. Now, Yaek, you reckon?
Don't pronounce
You
the
are.
J.
Yeah, Anthony's much better at these pronunciations than I am. Funnily enough, he actually received no on-screen credit.
Oh.
Now, do you remember there was another character who died in that first episode, which was
Glenn Stoddy, the pilot.
No,
It's the Doctor.
The Doctor,
Oh,
the
the
Doctor,
Doctor.
which was not actually an official question, but thank you for buzzing.
It's the Doctor, which is why they were without a Doctor.
Yeah.
So, but the
EMA.
Doctor had no name. He was just the chief medical officer.
He was also, what was it? Consorting with the first officer, slagging off Paris.
Well, it's
in the mess
also,
hall.
I'm pretty sure that she wouldn't have been given a name either, but the nurse died as well, not just the
Oh,
Doctor.
yeah.
It was all the medical staff died.
There we go. It's just death all round in the first episode of Voyager.
a cool alternative Voyager episode would have been having the first officer back some point in the future, and there's mysteriously Chakotay.
Well, they weren't going to give
that
him an
would've been
on-screen
fun.
credit. They really
No,
were invested
okay.
in having him
No.
back. All right. Question 7 of 9. 7 of 9 is always going to be a bit of a bonus question. So there is a total of 6 points
Oh,
up for
God.
grab here. So whoever buzzes in first can have first crack at it, and then your opponent who does not buzz in first can get whatever you don't get. So question 7 of 9. Can you name the pilot episodes from all of
Luke.
you, Luke?
So I'm going to say the question. I had to make sure I get a chance to at least name some. I'm going to say it's naming the pilot episodes of series. So it's the pilot episodes is Encounter at Farpoint for Next Generation, The Emissary for Deep Space Nine, Caretaker for Voyager, Broken Bow for Enterprise. That's the ones I know. So,
Luke, you really, really should have let me finish the question.
well,
Oh.
he's been getting in so far.
I know,
I think he was going to say
know.
New Trek.
I was going to say New Trek. So anything from Discovery onwards. So
Oh,
Glenn,
screwed.
there are 6 answers here. And I mean, I'll let you go. So there's 6. What
Look, I can only tell you the Vulcan Hello, which is Discovery's thingo. I don't know the episode names of new Trek stuff as well as the old ones because they don't flash the name up on the screen.
That's why it's a good question.
So I can tell you what happened in each of them, but I can't tell you their names.
Okay, so the Vulcan Hello is correct, but Hello is correct for Discovery. Remembrance for Picard. Second Contact.
Oh, of course.
For
Lower Decks.
Lower Decks. Strange New Worlds for Strange New Worlds.
Oh, really? Okay.
Lost and Found for Prodigy.
Oh, I forgot about Prodigy.
And Runaway for Short Treks.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So we're approaching the end of the first round. Which planet did navigational logs reveal had been visited by the Klingon Clang in the Enterprise pilot Broken Bow? Enterprise then visits this planet.
Luke, saying this to give myself more time to think of it.
This looks painful for you.
No, because I know it.
I do need some thinking music for this. I'm gonna give you 10 more seconds.
Oh God, it's something like Orion or something like that, but I know I've got it wrong, so I can't think of it.
Yeah. Glenn?
So it's Rigel, and it's either
Yes.
9 or 11.
It's Rigel 10.
Oh,
Incorrect.
I keep swearing, sorry.
No half
You're
points.
making my editing really, really hard.
So we can't give him a half point. No half points.
No.
He's got
He's got
all
enough points already.
Just the tip? No? Okay.
Question 9. Which historical 21st century event is referenced in both the pilots for Strange New Worlds and The Next Generation?
Luke.
Yes?
They reference World War III.
Verified.
Yay, boy!
He's on the board.
He's on the board. All right. And a quick bonus question. Which 2 pilot episodes are rated equal highest by critics and fans on IMDb?
Luke.
That was Luke.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, we're going to say which ones it's not, but I think it's going to be Encounter at Farpoint and Caretaker.
Oh.
Incorrect.
So
You want to have a go,
You
Glenn?
said equal highest. I'm pretty sure Strange New Worlds is one of them. And then the other one, that's really hard because I'm not sure most people consider the rest of New Trek that good. For the first, I would probably agree that maybe Caretaker or Emissary, and I would lean towards...
You're going to pick one.
I know, I would lean towards... Voyager got a lot of hate. I'd lean towards Emissary.
It's actually Remembrance from Picard on IMDb. They are both.
That makes sense because that does get the I guess old school next gen fans following. So.
They both scored an average of 8.2 out of 10 on IMDb.
I'll have to rewatch Picard. Maybe they start strong, but then they fall off.
Yeah, it's interesting. I would have thought, that when I looked at the question, I would have thought Broken Bow would have actually scored higher because it's probably
Enterprise doesn't get a lot of love.
Enterprise doesn't get a lot of love, but Broken Bow was definitely a stronger opening pilot compared to the rest. Yeah. So that's the end of round 1. Well, I mean, I think you know how you both went.
He's just too quick. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Well, I think we both learned not to jump in too soon, hey?
Yeah. Except with the ones that you did, you were still able to get at least a point on them.
So, Anthony, do you want to give us an update on scores?
Sure. We've got, at the end of round 1, Luke on 1 point, and Glenn is leading the way on 7.
Oh, it's a strong lead. Well done. I think that actually deserves one of these.
Some Bajoran hand clapping.
Yeah. All right. So, look, I guess, at the end of round 1, how are you feeling? How are you feeling about your Trekspertise at the moment? Do you feel like it's holding up?
Yeah, but annoyed that, I don't know, that I got some wrong. You asked us if we were competitive before the show, and I said I'd like to do well, but I'm going to need to rewatch New Trek, but I like leaving it a few years between watching series so I capture some newness. So it's exciting again, and I don't remember exactly what happens.
There you go. Luke, what would you say is your favorite pilot episode?
Favorite pilot episode? I would probably say Emissary is probably my favorite of the pilot episodes.
Emissary?
I rewatched that recently, and there's some pretty high production values in there. They spent a lot of money on that.
Yeah. I think Nana Visitor and all that, they were on IGN.com doing a panel for the 25th anniversary Deep Space Nine this year?
I thought it was 30.
Or 30.
No, it'd be 30. 1992 it started. So
she makes a comment about the episode Duet in season 1, which is a massive fan favorite. And it was actually a money-saving episode because she said they blew so much of their budget for the year on the pilot.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. So you agree Emissary as well?
Yeah, I think so, but I agree with you. Broken Bow was pretty good. I liked Caretaker.
Yeah.
I think it was pretty decent. Strange New Worlds, if you can consider Strange New Worlds a pilot, that was very strong as well. But in some ways I don't. It was just a single episode, standalone, whereas the
different
others were bigger double episodes.
Yeah. What about you, babe?
Can't answer that. Sorry.
You watched the first episode of Discovery.
So it must be Discovery. That's my favorite pilot.
All right. Well, that leads us straight into round 2. So we have another 9 questions. Sorry, on behind the scenes.
Oh God. Well, even if I don't gain more points, maybe I won't get even further behind then.
Yeah, just before the podcast, I said, I'm really not strong on the behind the scenes stuff.
All right, well, let's get through these ones.
We might edit some of this out. Hey?
Yeah, then we'll break for another espresso martini. That's why Anthony's here. All right, okay. So behind the scenes, we have got 9 questions with a little bonus at the end. And look, if anything, we're going to learn something along the way. So, question 1. Which famous actor, comedian, and producer was responsible for giving Gene Roddenberry a second shot with a Star Trek pilot after the failure of The Cage?
Actor, comedian, and producer. Someone at NB. Oh, Glenn.
Yeah.
The studio's Desi Liu. It's Lucille Ball.
Correct. Well done. Which well-known Star Trek alum wrote Encounter at Farpoint?
Oh, Glenn.
Sorry, what was the answer?
DC Fontana. But technically, Gene Roddenberry also contributed in that Q.
That is very, very true. And which was actually 2 points. So you got both. Which second season episode of the original series was an attempt by Gene Roddenberry to launch a pilot for
Glenn.
a whole... Yeah.
Assignment Earth.
You really
So much for not knowing behind the scenes stuff.
It was Assignment Earth. Another podcast that I listened to, my good friends at All Good Things, they just did an episode on that. And I went...
Gary Seven?
Yes, Gary Seven. And there's a link to it in Picard in season 2.
Oh, yes. Yeah, Wesley is a... No, that chick, the Romulan chick.
Yeah. They're the same time traveling, where for some reason there's a race of people that decided to pluck people from history to save humans from themselves, basically. But it's interesting. You go back and watch that, Assignment Earth, which I did recently because they were covering it on All Good Things. And it's such a different change in tone. And at the start of the episode, it's just like, oh, we've just traveled back in time just to do some historical research because that was just a routine thing that they did in Starfleet. Super weird. All right. Who was originally cast to play Captain
Glenn.
Janeway? Yes.
Genevieve Bujold.
Oh,
Quick for me.
you're gonna just jump in fast, even if you don't know it.
Yeah, there's no penalty for getting it wrong, except for shame.
We'll get you another drink after this round, Tal. Don't worry.
Make it
DS9 was not originally going to be set on board a space station. Where did Rick Berman and Mike?
Glenn.
Yes.
A star base on a planet.
Colony, yeah. So essentially the same thing. Yeah.
Is it though? I don't know that comparison.
Like it was a Starfleet base on a planet.
Yes. Memory Alpha refers to it as being set on a colony, but yeah, same thing. So, question 6. Which recent Star Trek series went under the project name Green Harvest whilst its pilot was in development?
Luke, I'm just going to guess because I need some chance. I'm going to say we'll go with Prodigy because I need to make some guess.
Incorrect.
Glenn?
Well, I'm pretty sure it's not Strange New Worlds because they didn't have to make a secret of it. So I'm going to say Picard.
Incorrect.
It was Discovery.
Oh, okay.
And apparently it was a tip of the hat to George Lucas, who cryptically called Return of the Jedi.
I knew
Blue
Return of the Jedi
Harvest.
was Blue Harvest.
Blue Harvest, yeah.
And there was a Family Guy episode called Blue Harvest. Yeah.
Yeah, they for their Star Wars episodes, they called it Blue Harvest because of that.
Yeah. All right, question 7 of 9. This one is worth a whopping 10 points.
Oh my god.
So again, whoever buzzes in first gets first attempt at it. You might want to wait and hear the whole question.
Yes. You've got enough of a read, so I don't think you need to.
Which actors have made crossover appearances in other Star Trek series pilots?
DeForest Kelley is one of them. Picard obviously is in multiple.
Which one?
Picard is in Deep Space Nine and Next Gen, Deep Space Nine, and Star Trek Picard.
So
he's the main character, but he's in.
You get the point for
Quark is in Voyager.
He's
in Deep Space. Trying to think of the others. Technically, I would say Spock would be in Discovery. Is that it for the ones that I get to guess, or?
Okay, so I think you got 3 points there because you mentioned DeForest Kelley. You mentioned Picard. I was going to say I wanted actor, name, and episode, but I'll give you character as well. And you mentioned Armin Shimon being in the first episode of Voyager. So I wanted actor, name, and episode. So
I can give you the actor names for them anyway. It's Armin Shimon and Patrick Stewart.
Of course.
DeForest Kelley.
So he's got those, Glenn. Do
I get to hear the full question?
So which actors have made crossover appearances in other Star Trek series pilots? 10 points. Actor name and episode.
Wait, before we go on, does Luke get 6 because he named the actor and the
show? Yes, he does. Yes, he does because he named the show.
And I can actually name another actor anyway as well, but I obviously got one wrong, so I don't get to guess any others, do I? That I'll get one wrong?
No, you're done, sweetie.
6 points is good though, Luke.
It is good. That's good.
It gains me some ground at least.
It does, absolutely. Okay. So he's ruled out. Let's recap. He's ruled out Encounter at Farpoint with DeForest Kelley, Patrick Stewart in Emissary.
But did he say Emissary? Let me go through them all because I'll be able to name them all.
Okay, all right. So
starting at Next Gen, we had DeForest Kelley as Dr. McCoy in An Encounter at Farpoint.
Already been done.
Yep. In Deep Space Nine, the episode was Emissary. The character was Jean-Luc Picard. The actor was Patrick Stewart.
That's correct.
In Caretaker, which Luke got, it was Armin Shimon and Quark. So Luke got all 3 of those. In Broken Bow, the Enterprise pilot, it was Zephram Cochrane, which was played by James Cromwell.
Correct. That's good. Hang on. Yep, so that's 2 points there. And what's the last one?
And I guess technically it was the pilot of Prodigy, which had Catherine Janeway in it, but I don't know the episode name.
I haven't actually included that as an answer because she's actually a main character in that show, so it's not really a crossover.
Okay. Well, I don't recall there being. Oh, in Discovery.
Well, he's. I know a crossover actor, but not character. So obviously this isn't going to be worth any points. But I would argue that in the pilot there is an actor who is in a pilot for both, which is Michelle Barrett is number 1 in the original series, and she's the computer voice in Voyager.
There you go. That is tricky. Those weren't the answers I was looking for, though. But no, those are good examples. So I'm not going to take Janeway or Sarek. I was not looking for those. Sarek does have a recurring role. So these were just kind of like, I'm just looking for the ones that were brief crossovers. The last one, and you're probably going to hate me for using this, it's Mary Wiseman in Runaway, which was the first episode of Short Treks.
Yes, I do hate you for that.
So I think we got 2 points for Glenn there.
Yes,
and 6 for Luke.
I think Luke deserves a bonus there for Marshall Barrett and the computer.
Oh,
Give him one.
Go on.
Thank you for the kitty point.
It's actually well.
It
wasn't a character, I guess, but she was a computer on Next Gen, and then she crossed over to.
I don't
Voyager.
think she wasn't originally the voice of the computer in Next Gen until a little bit later on, because she's not the computer in the
But
first
she was
episode.
still a character in the Next Gen that appeared on Thingo. So you got it right.
Wow. All right.
Schooled, Davey, schooled.
It is. There we go. Well, that's yeah. Well, I did say my ruling was final. Put my foot down. All right. So moving on to question 8. In the final scene of Encounter at Farpoint, Tasha Yar can be seen wearing what for the one and only time?
Glenn,
Yes.
I'm going to guess that's a skirt. The skirt version of the uniform, which don't they?
Verified.
Correct. It was the scant. And question 9. The Next Generation was originally going to be set in what century?
Luke, I'm going to say 25th.
Verified.
Well done. Yeah, originally pitched it to be on board the 1701G, but they didn't like the length of time that it had, sort of, canonically speaking, between the two.
It's probably a good goal.
I will say something you got wrong at the start of this quiz when you were saying that NCC 1701C was a Nebula class. It was an ambassador class.
It was an ambassador. Well, you've been holding on to that, haven't you?
No, I just remembered. I was going to say it before and I completely forgot it.
And a bonus little tidbit. I was going to ask this as a question, but I'm not too sure if you'd get it. But I'll ask it as a question, and if you know it, you know it. Gene Roddenberry originally pitched Star Trek as Wagon Train to the Stars. Brandon Tartikoff approached Rick Berman and pitched DS9.
Glenn, Gunsmoke.
Oh.
Incorrect.
I watched this just the other day.
I've heard this before, but it's another one of those kind of it's not Dirty Dozen, but it's one of those. It's like a Western show that's a bit more like that.
You're certainly in the right ballpark. It was The Rifleman in Space, due to it being pitched as a sort of full space Western. It was like the bar, the saloon.
Well,
and all that
while
kind
I'm
of stuff.
into sci-fi, definitely not into Westerns. So.
Yeah, no. Oh, dear. All right, that's the end of round 2. Whew, whew. We're getting through it. We've got 2 more rounds to go. Anthony, score update.
So Luke got 8 points in round 2 and Glenn got 9. So total at the end of 2 rounds, Luke is on 9 and Glenn is leading on 16.
Ooh, the crowd's just going to keep applauding. They're really, really excited for you. All right, so that's the end of round 2. We're halfway through. Well, we're actually more than halfway through because the last round is a quick fire round. We're going to take a quick break and we will be back soon for round 3. And we're back. So we've got a fresh round of espresso martinis in front of us. Ooh, cheers, everyone.
Whoa.
And so look, after a little break and you've got a drink with you, how are you feeling going into the rest of the game, Luke?
Well, I feel like I did a bit better in the second round, so we'll just try and do my best and try and come out with a victory.
You were saying in between the break, you're here to have fun, which is the important.
Oh, absolutely, but I still like to win. So, we'll do, but look, I will either win or die trying. So, whatever happens, happens.
I'm not here to have fun. I'm here to show off and crush the opposition. I'm joking, of course.
Terrible, are you? I think a good place as any to start round 3. Round 3 is a little bit different. It's Who Said That?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, God.
So it's going to be quotes from pilot episodes because that's what we're talking about. And a point will be awarded for naming the episode and the character who said the quote. So there's 2 points available for each question. We have 9 questions as per usual. All right. Are we ready? We all remember the rules so we didn't forget as we were sipping our espresso martinis?
Yes.
No, cool. All good. All right. Okay. So question 1. Quote 1. Our first visit from the stars is always the province of children's stories and science fiction.
I'm just going to buzz in as Glenn and guess because there's no negative thing. I'm going to say it's the original series.
Incorrect.
Do you need the episode name you said? I guess it could be any of those.
Incorrect.
Luke, do you want to have a crack?
Well, I may as well. It's going to be one of the new ones. So I'm going to say Strange New Worlds because I actually know that that's the pilot episode of it, but I have no idea who would have said it.
It was Strange New Worlds, and it was Una, number 1.
Verified.
It's her log entry at the beginning of the episode, right before we find out that she gets kidnapped or whatever by the I can't remember the race of people. Good thing that's not a question. All right, quote number 2. There are preparations to make, but next time we meet, it will be exactly as yes.
Q encounter at Farpoint.
Verified.
Well done.
It was more the delivery that helped me.
Well, I was going to say, I was trying to decide whether I should try and do an impersonation.
I think deadpan, that way you don't give away any clues.
Indeed. All right, quote number 3. Do you always fly at women?
Glenn.
Warp?
That's Stoddy on Caretaker.
Verified.
Talking to Mr. Paris in the shuttle as they're approaching Voyager.
Yeah, and it's like starting. So when he says that, I always thought he was saying Scotty.
Oh,
And I was like, oh, her name's Scotty. That's weird. That's fine. That can be.
She was Betazoid, wasn't she?
Yeah.
She was. Yeah, it's
And
Stanley.
she
You're
died.
changing my mind about Betazoids. I was prepared for people not to be able to get that name. So well done. All right. I suspect its purpose is more symbolic than practical.
Luke.
Hmm.
It's Deep Space Nine. It's Emissary. So because they're
Incorrect.
I'm just gonna have to put that explicit warning.
I know the quote.
Glenn,
Do I get the question in full?
I think I already said it in full. I suspect its purpose is more symbolic than practical.
I'm going to say it's Data and Encounter at Farpoint.
One moment whilst I swill my espresso martini.
Incorrect.
It was Saru in the Vulcan Hello,
Oh,
referring to the Klingon
ship.
tomb. What was it called again?
Forget.
I don't know. It was a silly thing for
There's-
Klingons to have anyway.
So there's a very similar Deep Space Nine quote that's around there. Because all you have to do is look at everything Bajoran, and that's basically what they say.
Yeah. All right. Quote number 5. In a month, he'll have as much in common with us as we'd have with a ship full of white mice.
Luke,
That was Glenn.
Was it?
was it?
I heard okay, maybe Luke. We'll give it to Luke.
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay,
Well, I can
Oh,
honestly.
no, you're the adjudicator, babe. Who was it?
I thought I heard Glenn say his
I'm only
half
going
of
to
the
guess.
name. first.
Mine's only a guess as well. So
Who gets to go, babe?
Glenn.
So I'm going to guess that it was Spock in Where No Man Has
Oh,
Gone Before.
gosh. Is that
No, it
Talking
was
about-
not. I was really gonna guess, so-
Verified.
Talking about Gary Mitchell and his psionic powers.
That's correct.
But again, the original series, like you said before, did have 3 pilots. Which one is actually a pilot? Who knows?
True. Quote number 6. I would kill to work on the deflector dish. Most of my days spent
Glenn.
repairing.
Boimler in Second Contact.
Data insufficient.
Oh, no.
Don't say it, because Luke gets a go. But you are correct. It was Second Contact, but you don't really know Lower Decks.
No, I don't. So there's no point me having a go at it. So.
It was Rutherford,
It was
wasn't it?
Rutherford. It
God
was
damn it.
Rutherford. All right. Ooh, 7 of 9. All right. So I'm looking for a few things here. I'm looking for the episode. Who said it? Who are they talking to? And who are they referring to? All right, you ready? Let me say the whole thing before you buzz it. Let's hope they find you as tasty as they did their past associates.
Luke.
Hmm?
Well, I'm saying it just to stop him from buzzing.
So, episode?
I know the quote. I'm sure it's I'm gonna say it's Deep Space Nine. I'm gonna say it's Emissary. Sorry.
Incorrect.
I'll stop swearing. I know the quote.
I've really got no idea who's talking about someone eating someone.
Let's hope they find you as tasty as they did their past associates. So, episode, who said it, who were they talking to, and what are they referring to?
Oh, I know who it is now. So if he gets it wrong,
I would have
say
thought.
he's gonna
Oh,
have
I'm
points.
surprised you're not getting this, actually. But anyway.
I don't think it's any of the golden era Trek. It's one of the new Treks. I'm going to say Discovery.
Incorrect.
Obviously, I can't get points for it, but it is Encounter at Farpoint, and it's Picard says it to Zapla Gron because he's talking about because he threatens to sell their business to the Ferengi.
I think we should.
Oh, well done.
I mean, we should, but by the rules of the game, no, we shouldn't.
Because that's the thing. I buzzed him because I knew
You
the
are
quote.
way too soft as a point scorer.
I knew the quote, but I just need that a couple of extra things.
Correct, and it was kind of a hint because, as we all know, the Ferengi was supposed to be this big bad in TNG, so it was this little hint. Question 8 or quote number 8, because it was no longer Starfleet.
Can you remind me what do we need again?
You need the
And could you
need
say it without the effect?
who said it and the episode.
Could you say it again without the effect?
Because it was no longer Starfleet.
Glenn. The voice you said it in was surely Patrick Stewart's as Picard, and which means it's Encounter at Farpoint.
Data insufficient.
It was Picard. It was the first episode of Picard, Remembrance. So he's doing the interview and around the whole, relocating the Romulans. Like, because it was no longer Starfleet. And
I forget it
very
exists.
old Patrick Stewart voice.
I forget it exists.
Well, I knew it was Picard, and I wasn't given a chance to answer the last part of that question.
Yes,
so
you're
not following your rules of you're saying you're not following it to give the points for that one, but you're.
Well, it was Glenn's idea that we should all drink espresso martinis. So.
I think
we should give you the 4 points from the previous. I agree.
I'm not going to win anyway, so give me a few charity points.
And you did.
I do apologize.
You knew it was Picard. Go for it.
Yeah. Sorry.
Did you just give him 3 points?
No.
4 points from the last one.
No, you're giving him 1 point.
Yeah.
No.
I think
I got Picard right, and he got Picard right.
I'm
1
going back
point
to the
each.
previous one where
I know, but by the rules of it, he didn't get it. And I wrote it then, and he knew it. So let's just give him 1 point.
I'm trying, Luke, for you.
It's all right. I can accept my fate.
Oh, dear. You're supposed to be the tough one in this, not me. All right. Final quote for round 3. Now you're beginning to talk like a doctor, bartender.
Luke.
Hmm?
I don't know the quote, but again, just may as well take a stab at it. So can you repeat it? No, it is now you're beginning to.
Now you're beginning to talk like a doctor, bartender.
I'm just going to say it's Emissary and Bashir because I've got no idea.
Incorrect.
Glenn?
So he named 2 bits. Were both of them wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because
I thought someone would have said
because Clark is a bartender. Yeah. So who said it? I don't know another episode with a bartender in the pilot.
Or a doctor. Now you're beginning to talk like a doctor. Bartender.
Don't give clues by giving accents to it.
I did it the first time.
I didn't help. I don't know.
It was Pike in the cage.
Oh, okay.
The dog Pike.
Not okay. Listeners at home, my dog's name is Pike, named after Captain Pike, who is currently fast asleep on the couch, ignoring us being idiots over here. That's the end of round 3. So, wow, how do we feel about that?
That was hard.
Yeah, that was the tough one.
I'm just annoyed that I couldn't think of the Zapla Gron quote from Encounter Point that on the first try, because then I would have had more points. But oh well,
yes,
it is what it is.
Oh, that was the 7 of 9 question, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yes,
Exactly. That would
7
have
of 9.
made me build up some ground, but.
So I looked up Grappler's on actually before today. So interestingly, he is quite a prolific voice actor. And he also appeared in a few episodes of Deep Space Nine, such as The Homecoming and The Marquee Part 2.
Yeah.
And he's also done a lot of voice work in video games such as Star Trek Armada 2, Star Trek Starfleet Command 2, Empires at War, Star Trek Deep Space Nine, The Fallen, and Star Trek New Worlds for anyone out there that plays any of the Star Trek games. I mean, they're all pale in comparison to the interactive video board game.
Is it Grapplazorn or Grapplazorn, or how's it spelled?
It's one of those. Grapplazorn, I think.
It's almost like one of those Balana versus Baylana kind of things. It's pronounced either way.
Well, look, I guess that's up to you. All right. Score update, please, my score boyfriend man.
Sure, we have at the end of round 3, Luke 2 points and Glenn 8.
Sorry, but total?
No.
Oh,
Sorry. And the total. Now, let me do my job, please.
Sorry.
11 points for Luke and 24. Glenn is leading.
Ooh.
So 13-point buffer, but anything could change in the quick fire round.
It could change in the quick fire round.
Yeah, there's like 20 points up for grab or something, isn't there?
There is 20 points up for grab. So, how are we feeling?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah? I feel like that's the question I ask after every round.
I feel like I'm nervous, like there's actually something at stake here.
Well,
what does the
just my honour.
Hey?
What does the winner receive?
Bragging rights?
Bragging rights, accolades, my admiration.
They get to walk with the prophets.
Admiration of all the gay Star Trek listeners out there.
Yes.
Maybe we'll get some straight ones.
Well, there
too.
could be some straight there. Very dare you. Just for our listeners at home, this is indeed a quiz of homosexual Star Trek lovers. But that is not exclusive to what our future contestants need to be or have to be. All right.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, it's got to that point. All right. I think we should finish this off with the quick fire round.
20 seconds. You got a timer?
We should call this the warp speed round.
No.
The warp speed round.
It's like a lightning round, the warp speed round. There you
Yeah.
go.
So, all right. So we're going to move through this pretty quickly.
And is it the same format? If someone gets it wrong, you go over to the other.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
But
So
you've still got to buzz in.
Ah.
All right. So it's going to be 20 questions, 1 point
Okay.
per question. All right. You ready?
Mhm.
Hands on buzzers if
What
you
is
had them.
There's no buzz.
There's no buzzers. Well, there are buzzers. There are names. All right. Which Cardassian is pursuing the Marquis?
Luke.
Quick.
Gullivec.
Verified.
Yes, the Kardashian.
I was like, does Kardashian play in Star
That is
Trek?
correct. It is Gullivec. Question 2. What ship are Michael and Saru serving on?
Glenn.
Yes.
USS Shenzhou.
Verified.
What is Voyager's registry number?
Glenn.
Luke.
Glenn, it was
I don't know.
You don't know, Luke?
It's NCC 7456. It's close to that. I know I'm probably wrong, but it's close.
Incorrect.
It's NCC 74656.
Oh, so
So close.
close.
Who is the creator of Lower Decks?
Glenn. Mike Mahone, Mahon, Mahon.
No.
Mike Mahon. Mahone.
Close enough.
Verified.
What fruit does the replicator keep throwing at Boimler
Glenn.
during
Bananas.
Yes.
Verified.
Hot. All right. The town of Broken Bow was in which US
Glenn.
state?
Oklahoma.
Verified.
Quote, I've been fighting for Bajoran independence
Luke. All my life.
ever since I was old and...
Ever since I was old enough to hold a phaser. Ever since I was old enough to hold a phaser.
I wouldn't have known it.
Okay, I
wouldn't
need
know.
to really get on board with my own rules. All right, cool.
Stop jumping me, host.
Yes, indeed. What was the name of the shuttlecraft used to transfer Pike to the Enterprise in Strange New Worlds?
Glenn. The April.
Incorrect.
Yep.
No idea. No idea.
It was the Stamets,
Oh,
named after the character
Gross.
from Discovery. Whatever, you like Discovery.
Yeah.
All right, question 9. Including Encounter at Farpoint, how many times do we see the Enterprise D sources separation on screen?
Luke.
Luke.
3.
4.
I didn't get a chance.
Oh my god. Sorry,
you're
listeners.
Winning. You're
Sorry.
winning as it is. Oh, dear.
Can we pause the lightning round? What was the full question?
Including Encounter at Farpoint, how many times do we see the Enterprise D sources separation on screen?
So I remember the Arsenal of Freedom, where Geordie separates it.
It's in All Good Things as well. And they also do it in Best of Both Worlds Part 1.
Good job.
They do.
And generations.
So that's
4.
5.
Oh.
You said including Encounter at Farpoint, not excluding.
I said including.
Yeah, so that's 5 then.
So wait. So
Best of both worlds.
best of both worlds.
All good things, you see it as well. I'm
When you
pretty
say
sure.
an all good thing,
I don't-
no,
I
it doesn't
don't-
happen in
I
all
don't
good
remember it
things.
in all good things.
Sure about that?
Positive.
It's definitely Arsenal of Freedom.
Yeah, that is. And I am sorry, you're winning anyway, so it's fine. All right. Can you remind me to do my
Shut
own
up.
rules? Thanks, mate. All right, we're up to question 10. What was the name of the doctor in the cage?
Glenn. Should I know this? Begins
don't
with
think
B.
that's
Dr. Boom, and I don't know.
There we
No,
go.
I don't remember it.
Oh dear, it was Dr. Boyce. So you were in the
So
right path.
close.
Which space phenomenon is encountered during where no man has gone before and was recently...
Glenn, the galactic barrier.
Ooh.
Verified.
Who directed Encounter at Farpoint?
Luke, I have absolutely no idea, so I'm just going to go ahead and say it was Leonard Nimoy.
Glenn Les Landau. He was
Incorrect.
Corey Allen.
um,
What year did Voyager first air in the US?
Luke.
Yep.
1994 or 5.
yeah, it was 95.
Ooh,
A year
I
after.
knew-
A year
I knew it was.
Well done, Glenn. That was a point for Glenn. What year did Enterprise first air in the US?
Luke, 2001.
Verified.
Hey.
Events of the Vulcan Hello trigger off which battle?
Glenn, Battle of the Binary Stars.
Verified.
Who said it? After so long, sometimes I worry you've forgotten what you did, who you are.
Luke,
Mhm.
I have no idea, but I'm going to say it's Captain Pike.
Incorrect.
No idea, may as well guess.
I'm going to guess that it. What was it? Who said it? And to.
Just who said it? After so long, sometimes I worry you've forgotten what you did,
I'm going
who
to say
you are.
Sarek to Michael Burnham on Discovery.
Incorrect.
Laris in the first episode of Picard.
Okay.
Alrighty. Which is the only new Trek series to have aired with a back-to-back pilot episode?
Luke, Strange New Worlds. No idea.
Glenn. Discovery.
Incorrect.
It was actually Prodigy, Lost and Found. So it's a half-hour thing. It was so it was a 40-minute opening. Whereas you're thinking of Discovery, the Vulcan Hello, and Battle of the Binary Stars, they came out at the same time on Netflix or CBS if you're in America, but they were 2 separate episodes.
Okay.
And finally, finish this line. It's been a long
Glenn.
road,
Getting from that here.
but
my time is finally
here.
I
I
will
will
see
see my dreams come alive at last. I will touch the sky. No, they're not gonna hold me down no more. No, they're not gonna change my mind. Cause I got faith of the heart. Come on, Luke, you know the words.
No,
Going
I
where
do
my
not
heart will take me. I've got. All right, that's enough of that.
Jubilee. I can do.
It's the
Russell
theme song
Watson.
of Enterprise, and I am one of those people who's not a fan of it. So
At first, I wasn't a fan of it, but on rewatch, it's really applicable to the story, and it's very hopeful.
it was an attempt to do something different, because when they launched Star Trek Enterprise, they actually launched it as Enterprise, and it was only, I think, season 3 that they did it Star Trek Enterprise, because they wanted to have it be Star Trek but not Star Trek.
Yes.
I'd like to hear the original because that was a bit tone deaf.
Got a big tone deaf. That was beautiful. How dare you? Well,
Final scores?
final scores. Who is our winner?
So Luke finished with 13 points, and our winner is Glenn with 32 points.
Wow. How does it feel, Glenn? How does it feel?
I wanted to keep going.
You want it to
Yeah,
you
yeah.
never want the Treksperts to
It's
end.
quite exciting.
You could be
My
the
heart
carrier of
rate,
the
my
champion.
heart rate's up a little bit.
Carry the champion. It could be a little bit.
We can do a winners episode at some point. in
Oh,
future.
there is going to be an all-stars.
Oh.
How about a losers episode as well?
Second-
I would
yeah.
definitely do it again.
Second chances.
Second
That's a-
chances.
That's
The TNG
double
episode,
Riker.
double
Double Riker.
Double Riker.
that second
Oh,
chances
yeah, second
episode.
chances. Oh,
Yeah.
right over my
That's
head.
double Riker maneuver over a chair.
All right, listeners at home, we are not recording this on video, but whilst we were singing just then, Luke had his fingers in his ears and Anthony just looked really confused. So there you go. You are our first official Trekspert, the actual Trekspert. How does it feel?
Yay. I don't know. My heart's still racing a bit. Competition. I get a bit nervous and
That's
stuff
probably
like
because
that.
you've had a couple of espresso martinis.
Oh my God, that's probably why, yes. Suddenly I'm out of words. Just give me Star Trek questions. I can keep answering those. Don't ask me how I feel.
Well done. Well, and look, thank you so much for being the first guest, the pilot guest, if you will. This will surely get picked up to series with the effort that you two have put in today.
If not, syndication will, it'll get picked up in syndication.
Exactly. And look, thank you so much for being our first guest and for traveling all the way from 5 minutes up the road to Glenn, and all the way from West Melbourne, Footscray for Luke. And also
Further than that.
Oh, there we go. Had to get multiple trains
To Newport.
Two
Newport.
parsecs.
And also a very, very big thank you to my darling boyfriend Anthony, who became our co-host and point scorer at the last minute. Look, if any of our listeners want to interact with you online, Glenn, where can they find you on Instagram or Twitter? Or
You can find lots of thirst photos on Instagram.
what's your Instagram handle?
I think it's like _ Glenn 20. Glenn has 2 N's.
He's not a big social media person. He doesn't know his own Instagram handle.
I don't have Twitter.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can find lots of photos there of me trying to look thirsty.
Luke?
Well, my Twitter, people will have to find that and use their imagination on that one.
Oh.
My Instagram handle is my nickname, so anyone that finds the Lulu 1986.
There we go. Awesome. Dear listeners, please share this episode with your friends. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter under the name Treksperts Quiz. Leave us a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. Help others find the show. We are on most of the major platforms right now at this stage, and we're working hard to get across more over the next few weeks. And finally, if you were listening today and you thought you could do way better than our first round of Treksperts, why not put your latinum where your mouth is? Reach out to us on any of our social media platforms and register your interest to be a contestant on a future episode. We're also happy to take suggestions on quiz theme styles, or different types of rounds that we could potentially do, and so on. And of course, we do welcome all feedback and comments. We will read out any feedback we get at the start of the next episode. So until next time, dear listeners, please make sure that wherever you go, make sure that you go boldly. See you next time.
Live long and prosper!
Peace and long life.
Closing